Hey, this is Alex Albrand. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about the 3 habits that have helped me generate well over 8 figures in my business at the age of 25 years old. And these are very practical, very logical habits that are going to help you whether you're starting a business, whether you have a business that you want to scale. But believe me, having these habits in your life is guaranteed to help you make more money, have more time, and have more freedom. The number one thing I learned when I was growing my business was to embrace sacrifice. And I embraced sacrifice early on in my business I had a $5,000 car. It was a Mazda Speed 6. And I said, I can either keep this car, I can have the freedom of transportation, I can go to parties and clubs, and I can be in my 20s. Or I can take that car, sell it, use that money as ammunition to make my next $50,000, which can then make my next $500,000, and then my next $5 million, etc. And so I chose the latter. I embraced the sacrifice of, hey, this season of my life, it's not for partying. It's not really for having fun. It's for grinding, getting skills, getting clients, growing my sales, and understanding what the heck I'm doing, right? Because I wanted to grow, but I had no skill set, I had no money. So I said, let me embrace the sacrifice financially and with my time and freedom by investing in my business and making it happen. But aside from money and that, I also embraced sacrifice because I would wake up and every second of the day, it wasn't focused on what am I gonna wear today and where am I gonna go out and what am I gonna eat. I had a very minimalist lifestyle because I wanted to focus on what can I do right now every second of every day to grow my business and of course stay healthy and live a life. But at that point in my life, I sacrificed every other thing, distractions, fun, trips. Like I wasn't golfing at that point. I was, working out 30 minutes a day. Every other minute of the day was focused on what am I not looking at with my business? What door have I not opened? And so in your own life, you could say, hey, Alex, I have, 3 kids, I have a mortgage. I can't just sell everything and start from scratch like a young entrepreneur. That's fine. You can sacrifice in other ways. You can sacrifice with maybe not upgrading the kitchen. You can sacrifice with your time, just focusing on your work, your kids, your family, your wife, husband, and that's it. I tell my clients, unless you have the beach house, you have the cars, you have the fancy lifestyle that you want, or just the money, the goals, whatever that is for you, if you don't have that already, stop acting like you're already there, right? Stop taking so many breaks and so much rest and recovery, but you're not earning your rest and recovery, right? You have to really sacrifice in not just your time, but your mental focus and say, I need to get this business, whether it's off the ground or out of this stage where it's kind of stuck, right? I mean, right now, you see I'm shooting my videos from a different spot. We did just buy a house. We love it. It's a blessing, but I'm also sacrificing right now my business growth because instead of maybe doing more videos or talking to more clients, I'm picking out what blinds to put right here. We don't have blinds yet. In the living room, we have no blinds, like doing fans and all this little stuff that comes with owning a home. It's a blessing. I love it, but I'm sacrificing now my business to focus on my family and just having a great, safe, happy place to make memories. And that's great for me at this point in my business. But then maybe in a month, I have to be like, all right, honey, no more stuff at the house. I got to get back on my business grind, my business mode. But if you're starting a business, don't focus on what blinds you're putting in the house. Don't focus on, what shoes am I going to wear? What jeans should I buy? You should focus on minimalist diet, minimalist clothing. Focus on how can I wake up every day, make progress towards my goals. The second habit is to micromanage your finances with your business and your personal life. When I started my business, I would look at my bank account almost every single day and I would figure out how much money do I have in cash? What are my upcoming expenses? What are my monthly expenses? Every single day, I would look and I would understand how far I am from my goals, right? That was the main hunger that drove me. I mean, at a certain point, even after selling my car for $5,000, I had like less than $2,000 in the bank. And I think I already had $1,000 on a credit card that I had to pay off. So I was about almost 100 there. I almost didn't even have $1,000 net to my name. And there's nothing that I've never been more hungry in my life than looking at my Bank of America account with that little amount in the bank. And I use it as a positive. A lot of people would have saw that and been like, I need to get a job. I'm going to quit. But I looked at that and said, wow, I need to get hungry. This is not going to work. But I wouldn't have known that if I didn't look at my finances every single day. But even as I've grown my business, maybe I thought, okay, I can buy this car, I can buy this house, or I can spend money on this. But if I didn't look at my finances daily, maybe I overextended myself. And instead of buying this house, I bought an 8-bedroom house instead of a 4-bedroom house. But then if I looked at my finances, I'd think, wow, I spent way too much money on this house. I spent too much money on my car. Now I don't have the ammunition to grow my business. Even now, every single day when I wake up, that's a big part of my routine. I look at all my bank accounts, all my cash, stocks, I don't have any debt, but whatever upcoming expenses I have for my business and my personal. And that just gives me an idea of, okay, if my goal is to go from maybe 5 million a year to 10 million a year, what am I going to need ammunition-wise to get there in terms of spending money on people, on marketing, advertising, sales processes, software, and I need to understand and visualize with my finances the way they are now, personal and business, how can I set myself up the best way possible to make that happen? Micromanaging not just what's coming in, but also what's going out, even as I've made more money, because I don't want lifestyle creep. I don't want to make more money and then find expenses and find ways to spend money, because at that point, you're just building a pretty nice prison for yourself. You're building so much expenses and overhead, but is it really giving you that happiness that you want? Many times it's not. But if you're successful at business, you have to know your numbers. Just like your personal finances, if you're successful personally, you know your numbers, your monthly mortgage payment, how much debt you have, what your income is. But you also have to tie that into your business and figure out, where is my business headed? What are my outgoing expenses? What am I bringing in per month, per day, per week right now? And really micromanage that, because you'll figure out how to maximize the efficiency overall of your financial picture. The third and maybe the most important habit is the power of saying no. And I mean saying no to friends and even family, or just people that want something from you, and usually it's your time and energy and focus. Right? I have so many of my clients that are like, oh, Alex, I would have loved to have created a video even this week or this weekend, but I had to help my friend that I don't really talk to anymore. I had to help him move. I had to go to this baby shower for someone that I barely know. And I'm like, so you're saying yes to all of their goals and all of their priorities, and you're saying no to yours. Or I'm not saying it's bad to go spend time with family and go spend time with friends, but you have to do it selectively, and don't be afraid to say no. So many people watching this, you're people pleasers, you love being yes men, yes woman. If someone wants something from you, you say, if they say jump, you say how high. You don't say, well, I don't have time to jump, I need to build my business. You wanna really focus on your time and say, okay, how can I, again, you don't wanna not spend time with family and friends, but how can I embrace the power of saying no thank you, right? No, I can't go on that trip. I don't want to go to the casino and waste money and drink and smoke. I want to get a good night's sleep so I can wake up tomorrow and get more clients and grow my business, right? That's a completely different mindset. They're going to be like, wow, you changed. And it's like, I hope I changed, right? I hope I'm growing, I'm evolving. I hope I'm not the same person I was when I knew you in middle school or high school, right? So many people struggle with that, and then they just kind of complain later on that, oh, if I only focused on my priorities first, then I can help other people. When you're on an airplane, they say, hey, if you're with a child and we go down, put your mask on first, then put your child's mask on. You have to help yourself, focus on your priorities, but you can only do that by embracing the power of just saying no. So to wrap things up with this video, I want you to go back, write down on a piece of paper each of these different habits, and look at your life and look at what are you doing well in each specific habit, but also which habit is the one that you're struggling most with. Comment that below, and also comment below what is your action step for improving that. Whether it's you don't know how to say no, you want to say yes to everybody, or you don't like looking at your numbers. I know so many people that they just say, hey, my card keeps swiping, so I guess I must be doing well with money. No, look at your numbers daily, look at your everything, your credit cards, your debt, your monthly payments, your expenses, and micromanage and figure out where the opportunities are, but also where the inefficiencies are. Or just look at your life and figure out, what can I do differently, what can I improve for each of these key habits. Comment that below, implement into your life, and you'll improve. Have a great day. Thank you.